want to thank Tomboy X for sponsoring today's episode. Tomboy X, since 2014, has been making awesome underwear for all bodies, all shapes, all genders, and all sizes. Every pair of Tomboy X is created to fit you and how you see yourself. Go to tomboyx.com and enter code OUTSPOKEN to get an extra 20% off. That's an extra 20% off when you enter OUTSPOKEN at tomboyx.com. tomboyx.com. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Today's sponsor is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online. Some of the things their counselors specialize in are self-esteem, depression, relationships, LGBTQ matters, anxiety, and many more. As a listener, you will get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/outspoken and join over the 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/outspoken. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 40 of Outspoken with me, Sam Collins. How are you all doing today? I have some great news for you today, as always. So the topics that we're going to be discussing in this episode are, I have a Collins complaint of the day, but it's kind of longer, and it's educational, so you might want to listen. And then after that, I have this awesome YouTube video to react to that one of you have sent me, because sometimes people send me stuff to react to, which is really awesome. It's a video basically almost debating the topic of, is not wanting to date a trans person transphobic? So thank you for sending that in to me, by the way. And after that, I have our LGBTQ stories. I'm going to go straight into the Collins complaint of the day. So, man, this is so stupid, okay? All right, so last night, okay, here's the story. I got pulled over by the police. And because I'm a dramatic person and I need to tell this story 100 times, that's what I'm going to be doing. This is probably like my third time telling this story. But it was annoying and it's justified. So I've never been pulled over in my life ever because I'm such a perfect driver. I've been perfectly driving for the past 4 years. So I picked up Sheila and her brother from a restaurant. It was like 1:30 or 2 a.m. or something like that. There wasn't that many people on the road besides downtown. So, and I literally live like 5 minutes from downtown. So I go pick them up, whatever. All right, so we're driving and we're just talking, and there's not really any other cars on the road, and these are big roads. They're like 4 lanes or 3 lanes. It's not like a highway or anything. It's just a big road with a lot of lights. There's a lot of lights in intersections. It's a bigger city. So I'm just driving, and then there's another car on the road, and I think I was behind him or something, and then I went into the other lane. And then so what he ended up doing was going behind me, and then he was kind of up my ass, so I moved out of the way. And then he went up my ass again, and then we came to a red light and we were beside each other, and it was a police car. So Sheila and her brother looked at him, I guess. They looked at him and they were like, he looks rude. He doesn't look like a nice person, and why is he staring at us? So when they looked at him, he was staring in the car, I guess. And so, and then they also said he looked like Justin Trudeau, and then it was just like a small little thing, right? So then me and the police go, like just normal people driving. Then he slows down and he gets behind me. So I was going the speed limit, doing whatever, just being a normal person. And then when I tried to move over so he could go, because he clearly wanted to go fast, because he was tailgating me for a few minutes. He was following me for a little while, and then he went right back behind me, and I was like, all right, I'm getting pulled over. Like, I know what's gonna happen. I know it's coming. Whatever. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong. I don't police have to have a reason to pull you over? So then he puts his lights on, and then all I feel is my heart start beating out of my chest, because I'm super anxious. I don't like these types of situations. I'm never in them. I don't like talking to people. I just have a lot of anxiety. That's what it is. And then I get really nervous and I shake and I can't talk, and then that makes me look suspicious. So it's a really fun time. So I got pulled over. He comes up to the car and he asked for all my stuff, and he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything that I did wrong. Like, I expected him to be like up front from the beginning. I don't really know. Whatever. I don't know how it works. So then he started like with Sheila and her brother in the back. He was like, it looked like you wanted to talk to me. Like, it looks like you wanted to talk to me. And they were like, not really. We were just saying that you look like Justin Trudeau, and it was funny. And he didn't like that. He made him mad for some reason. It was kind of funny. And then I'm in the front seat grabbing all my papers. I was like, yank my glove box open, and there's a bunch of papers because I don't know. It's just like I have papers for my car. And then I'm like shaking with the paper. I wish I had a piece of paper so I can make the shaking paper noise. And I'm like shaking, looking through my stuff because I don't know. I'm gonna have like a panic attack at this point because I think the worst. I think I'm gonna get arrested and I'm gonna go to jail, and then like they're gonna realize that I'm trans, and then I'm gonna get harassed for being trans. That was the entire thoughts the whole time. Like what? So what? Sam, what exactly would I get arrested for? You didn't do anything wrong. So, so I gave him the papers, and then he goes, I think he said, I stopped you. You ran a red light. And I was like, I did? Because I didn't run a red light. It's not like, it's very hard to run a red light when you're paying attention, especially the place where I was driving yesterday. Like, like I said, the roads by here are huge roads, and they have like 3 lights up top. How could I miss that? Why would I miss all of those lights? And nobody else is on the road, so there's no other distraction except for the light. And that's all I saw. And I never ran through the red light. I didn't even go through a yellow. And he was there with me the whole time, which is really weird. I literally stopped at all the red lights with him because he was so obsessed with tailgating me or being beside me. So after that, Sheila and her brother were saying, like, no, he did not run a red light. And then he didn't really say anything after that. And then he was arguing with them two in the back again for some reason. I think he just wanted to, I don't know if he was, I hate to pull this out of my ass. I don't know if he was racist or something. I don't know why he pulled me over. He clearly really wanted to talk to them two in the back for some reason, because they looked at him wrong, probably. So then he goes into his car, and then he does like his little stuff, whatever, in the computer, and he comes back and he says, okay, like, you're good to go. And I was like, okay, thank you. Because so the thing that pissed me off about the story, and then we went and it was fine. He was so entitled and so arrogant, and it was super, like, just a bad experience. I don't know if they're trained to be completely rude. I think we should be able to be rude back to police officers. I think that should be a thing. So my whole thing with the situation and what I was thinking about earlier today, because this happened just last night, it's like, why was he allowed to lie? Are they supposed to like make you question your own sanity or something? Is that in like police training? Like, this is a legit question. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Is it in their police training to like gaslight you? Because that was weird, because I didn't run a red light at all. So like, does he just want to give me a false ticket or something? Like, if you check the red light cameras, you're going to see that you were lying. But whatever. It was just a really stupid experience and a waste of my time. And I was exhausted. It was like 2 a.m. So that's my big complaint of today. And if you have any crazy getting pulled over stories, you can let me know too. So now I want to go over this video. And it says, or it's called, why are trans women trying to get with straight men? Which, just by the title already, is already annoying. What do you mean, why are trans women trying to get with straight men? Because they are straight. They might be straight, or they might be bisexual, whatever, or they just like men, and they are going for men. Like, I don't really whatever. Anyways, let me show you what this guy has to say.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. So, y'all, I came across a video on TikTok where this trans is addressing the issue that they're having when straight men have an attraction to them, but then, feel some type of way once they discover that they are actually a trans woman. But there's more to this. I'm just giving you guys a little insight. But let's get into it. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so this guy's just reacting to a TikTok that some girl duetted. All right, so the first person talking is a trans woman. She's reading like a hate comment on TikTok, and then the other woman is debating that topic, I guess.
If a straight man is attracted to me,
okay,
then finds out my trans identity and is no longer attracted to me,
okay,
that is called transphobia. Let me explain why.
Hold on. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but no. And correct me if I'm wrong. Take a look at this gentleman right here. I'm going to show you. And I came across his, actually, he was on my FYP.
Now, all right, let's say this real quick. To having a phobia of anything is to fear something. just because someone doesn't want to be with you because you're not what they thought you were, doesn't mean they fear you.
No, oh please, God, I can't. No, we're not. Oh my God, man. This is the this is the best argument that people bring to the table every time. It's one of the best, sorry, because there's a lot of good ones that we go over here on the podcast. But this is such an iconic line from people. They like to always say that phobia is a fear because a phobia is a fear, right? But when you're talking about homophobia or transphobia, it's used in a different context. Like that word was created. If you look up homophobia, it literally says like the I'm gonna have to look it up because it says the dislike or prejudice. Dislike of or prejudice against gay people. If you look it up in the dictionary, like it's there. That's what it means. So being homophobic or transphobic, biphobic, whatever, doesn't mean that you fear them. It's kind of, sometimes I feel like they do fear trans people because they don't understand it, and it's like the fear of the unknown. I want to thank Tomboy X for sponsoring today's episode. It's really disappointing when I buy underwear and it doesn't fit right. But Tomboy X changed the game with their products. Tomboy X, since 2014, has been making awesome underwear for all bodies, all shapes, all genders, and all sizes. Seriously, all sizes. They go from 3XS to 6XL. From boxer briefs to bikinis, boy shorts to bras, every pair of Tomboy X is created to fit you and how you see yourself. And they've expanded beyond underwear too. Each product is built on values of quality, fit, and inclusivity. They pay attention to every detail, like no back seams for a wedgie-free experience that never rides up, and super comfy, silky smooth waistbands that never roll down. And with their love at first wear guarantee, you can order risk-free while you find your perfect fit. Some of the products I got were the 6-inch fly boxer briefs, the Witch's Brew print, which is glow in the dark, super cool. I also got the 9-inch boxer briefs, the Desert Dreams print. They are also glow in the dark because I'm 5. So today, discover your inner tomboy, and let me get you started with my special discount. Go to tomboyx.com and enter code OUTSPOKEN to get an extra 20% off. That's an extra 20% off when you enter OUTSPOKEN at tomboyx.com. tomboyx.com. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Watch this part here.
Right here, I'm going to show you. And I came across his, well, actually, he was on my FYP. And I was like, oh, okay. Now that man looks like an angel, sent straight from God himself.
Anyway, so she shows a clip of a trans man, like a good-looking trans guy.
Himself! But after further research on his page, everything said trans. So I found out that he was a female. He transitioned at like 19 or something like that. Now he's like 30 maybe. When I tell you I was no longer attracted to him, I mean it. I was no longer attracted to him after finding out that he used to be a female and he's trans.
Now, I found this to be a bit fascinating because this is something that a female is having to deal with. Coming across what she thought was a naturally born man.
Coming across just this guy picked his words so carefully. I feel he really he really doesn't. I feel like he doesn't want to get in trouble for this video, or I mean, maybe he doesn't give a fuck. But I feel like he was actually giving an effort to not be an asshole. But it's to me, it's not working. But I'm also a snowflake, so I don't know. I don't really know the answer.
Only coming to the realization that this is actually a naturally born female that transitioned into a man and no longer being attracted. Fascinating.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's just not my preference. Now, is he still beautiful? Yeah, he is. He's beautiful. But would I date him? I would not. I would not date him because that's not what I'm into. I am into men who were born men and are still men.
Okay, that's cool. But like also at the same time, would that guy even be interested in you? Like I feel like a lot of the times these people have so much to say. We could use an example like, let's say someone commented on my video that I don't know and they're like, oh, I could never date you. Like you're attractive, but you're trans and like I just can't. Like I never would date you. Who said I would date you though? Like, who said I would ever be interested in you? It's kind of like, I feel like these people feel like we're like begging or would like clutch on to anybody who would date us, and that's not the truth. Trans people do have standards still. We do. So you don't have to flatter yourself so much all the time saying you won't date us.
And it's not a problem. It doesn't make me transphobic because I'm no longer attracted to him. It just means that I'm heterosexual maybe and attracted to the opposite sex.
That's fine. Like if you want to be with a natural born man, whatever, all that stuff, like that doesn't bother me. Okay, so I just want to make a quick little. You can still be heterosexual and like trans people, like, because I'm a man. I am a trans man. I know, I get it. But if you liked me, you would be, and you're a straight woman, you're still straight. Like I don't think that changes anything in anybody's sexuality. I don't see it like that at all. If you're going with a man who's presenting as a man, who looks very masculine and is saying he's a man, and you're attracted to him as a straight woman, like, you like men, like he's a man. He looks like every other man on the street, just a little special.
Does this make sense or does it not make sense? I really want to know. I want to know from trans people if this makes sense. And I don't even have a lot of trans people following me on here, so I hope that this video makes it to the trans world.
Well, fortunately, it did make it to the trans world. Welcome. It's actually, the proper name for the trans world is hell. So, you did get that name wrong, but I won't hold it against you. It's fine.
But I'm definitely not transphobic because I don't fear the man. Because he's beautiful.
She said it as well. I didn't even realize that. She said she doesn't fear the man.
I'm just not attracted to him anymore. But yeah, so, thoughts?
Honestly, that's probably the stupidest take of this entire video. With being transphobic doesn't mean you fear us. I feel like this is a point that has been debunked over and over again. Like, we know. I still think they fear us sometimes. Just the way that they act about trans people and talk about trans people, it sounds like a little bit of fear. But I'll go with the benefit of the doubt here. It's fine, but that's not the definition of homophobia, transphobia.
What she's asking is very fair. She's asking people of the trans community, hey, can y'all understand where we're coming from when we say that just because we would not be interested in dating someone that's trans, that it doesn't make us transphobic or have any type of hatred towards trans people, right? And I think that is perfectly fair. Where the confusion lies for me and a lot of us that are in the straight community is that it seems as though...
Okay. I'm just gonna have to stop there for a second. Trans people can also be in the straight community. Man, why don't people do their research before they post videos like this? Because it sounds very, very unintelligent. You can still be straight and trans. You can still be trans and gay. Like, sexuality and gender are not the same thing. I know that might be something that's hard for some people to learn at an older age, which is very sad, actually. But having a sexuality and having a gender are two different things. Today's sponsor is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online. Some of the things their counselors specialize in are self-esteem, depression, relationships, LGBTQ matters, anxiety, and many more. BetterHelp can assess your needs and match you with a licensed professional therapist. You can find the particular expertise you need online, so you don't have to limit yourself to the counselors located near you. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions with your counselor. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you need to. I want you to start living a happier life today, so as a listener, you will get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/outspoken and join over the 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/outspoken.
From the LGBT, I'm not sure all the letters, or the trans community, is why is it that it seems as though a portion of them are trying to recruit straight people?
Yeah, you caught us. We're trying to recruit people. Okay, Fine, I'm trying to recruit all of the straight women to transition into men. How the fuck did you know, man? Like, I don't even know how you found out that information. The reason that trans people talk to straight people is because, like, they'll still like each other. You know, like when you're dating and you're two different people and then you end up liking each other, like that's what happens. Like when you're trans, you're still a human being. So you have this whole pool of people that you can pick from when you're going to date somebody. Like that's what dating is about, and some people don't care if you're trans.
To be on their side. It's almost as if they have a liking or an interest in the straight person, but they want the straight person to like them for what it is that straight people like, but they feel as though that they themselves are that thing as well. Just like the first individual here, just like with this trans woman here. Why is it that you're going after straight men? Because straight men want what they want when you have a whole community of people that you can select from.
Okay, just because we're trans doesn't mean we have to date other trans people. Like there are plenty of cis people and straight people who will date trans people. So that's why like everyone is on the dating sites. If you're coming across a trans person on the internet, like on a dating site, you can just unmatch them. You can just swipe left. You can just unfollow them. Like, I don't really, as you would do the same with someone else that you're not interested in, who isn't trans. Just swipe left.
So that's one of the questions that I have is, why is it that so many people are trying to step into the straight community and recruit from out of there? I was on Tinder yesterday, right? And the little subscription that I paid for a month ran out. So I can't see the women that like me unless I match with them, right? So at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to swipe right on everything to see what I match with. And I'm swiping, and then out of the corner of my eye, I got a glimpse that I got a match. I looked down at my phone and it was a man. It wasn't a trans, it was just a man.
Fuck, it wasn't a trans. Sorry, I just wanted to stop and laugh. Laugh at that with you. It wasn't a trans. It wasn't a trans. It was just a man.
And then immediately I unmatched with the fool and I deleted the app. I got no intentions on ever using that app again after that mess because I was so frustrated because I know damn well in my bio it says straight black male living in Atlanta. Why, after seeing straight black male, would you even think to swipe right on me? And why is it that you're putting your profile in the category of the women when mine is selected for females only? Why are you putting yourself where there's women instead of putting yourself in the you like all of the above or whatever the heck it is that you like?
I don't know why he's so mad at me. You deleted the whole app over that little situation. All you had to do was unmatch him. Like, have you ever... Sometimes there's people who just pop up on your little, like, page or little thing, whatever, on the dating app, and sometimes it'll be a guy or a girl because they sign up as female or male, but then they put a picture of themselves and they're not actually that. Why is that such as probably someone like trolling or fucking with you? Why would that doesn't even have anything to do with trans people. Like that's just a random guy who's trying to fuck with you. So I don't even know why it was brought up in this video, first of all, and why I made him so angry. If that happened to me, I would laugh. Does it have to be taken so seriously?
Why can't the people in these communities, these LGBT, trans, why can't they just continue to play in their own lane rather than trying to recruit from the straight community?
Bro, what are you talking about? Recruit from the straight community? See, as I progressively go through any type of video like this, I just get tired after. I'm so tired now because like, what the fuck are you talking about? Do you want us to just date each other? We don't want to date each other. We don't care. We're not doing that. There's 7 billion people in the world. Why would we want to be in a circle of literally the less than 1% of the world? That's really, really limiting. And I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to see what else is out there. So stop. Don't be mean. Stop it.
Now, I'm not saying nothing is sideways that is unfair, that is deserving of any type of attack on me or anything whatsoever. What I'm saying is very fair. The game that a lot of them are trying to play can be dangerous, and it's not worth the risk.
I don't know what game he thinks they're playing. But a man just being a man on whatever dating app you are and putting a picture of himself is different than a trans person being on a dating app. So yeah, it can be dangerous. Of course, it can be dangerous if you're not telling somebody that you're trans and you are trans, and then you go and meet up with them, because you don't know what those people are capable of. After finding out, they can really do some damage on you, whether that's mentally or physically. And that's why I always say, like, before you meet up with someone, this is my own little thing. If you're planning on doing something with somebody, like, you should tell them that you're trans, because you don't want to be put in a situation like that ever, because you don't know what people are capable of. We don't need any more of that. But I feel like there's a time and a place to tell somebody if you've been talking to them for a little bit.
It's not worth the risk, because if you're not open and sharing with someone about who you truly are and what you truly are, you can end up really hurting someone or even getting yourself hurt. So we got to do better, people. We got to do better, and that's just the honest truth. But anyway, y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below.
Yeah, a lot of people have to do better. I mean, I guess I'm trying to see this perspective. I would have hurt somebody else if I told them I was transgender. Like, you're that disappointed because I'm transgender? All right, so that's the end of the video. I just want to give my thoughts real quick on this subject. I don't remember the last time I did. But yeah, when I was like 16 or whatever, I thought that not dating a trans person was transphobic. I forget my reasoning why. And then I eventually, when I got older, I was like, no, it's not transphobic at all. Like, whatever, it's just a preference. And today, present day, do I think not wanting to date me because I'm trans is transphobic? Still no, not necessarily. It depends on the context of the situation, but if you are, I don't know, to me that's just not transphobic. It's a very controversial topic within the community, and like some of you probably disagree with me on that, but like, I'm just trying to think, if I was rejected because I was trans, it obviously would bother me. Being rejected would bother almost anybody, a little bit at least. I don't think it would bother me that much, because I don't know, I think it's a fair thing for people to say. It's your loss, though, at the end of the day. Like, it's not to sound cocky or anything, but to me it would be their loss. Like, yeah, so I don't know, I don't think it's really a big deal. At the end of the day, if someone were to reject me and then say, ew, you are trans, that's disgusting, I would never date a trans person, then I would probably think you're transphobic. Like, you think I'm disgusting, you hate me, you don't even want to look at me. Like, to me, that's transphobic, right? If it was like a genuine, like, letdown, I don't know, I don't think I would think that person is transphobic. Yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on it. If you have a different opinion, though, I'd like to hear it. If you want to comment on YouTube or something like that, very interested in always hearing your guys' opinions, whether you agree with me or completely disagree. Like, I love discussion and feedback. So I want to just read these 2 LGBTQ stories that I have for you today. And we'll start out with this one. One time, my family went up to a hotel to meet one of my parents' friends and just to hang out there. My parents got a separate room than me and my brothers because my family is huge. There's 5 kids, including myself, and 2 adults. I needed to go ask my parents for something, so I had to go into their room. My mom has this really bad habit of forgetting what's in the background of her room when she opens the door. So when I knocked on the door and she opened it, I just got an eye full of my dad making out with their quote-unquote friend, most likely naked under some bed covering. I didn't say shit because I was just sorta in shock. And I've seen worse in the room. I got what I needed and headed to the pool area. Just sat on the pool chairs, just chilling on my phone, when my mom comes out a few minutes later. She apologizes for what I saw in the room, and I was just like, it's all good. And she explains that she's bisexual, and her and my dad have been dating other women for a while and stuff. And I was just like, damn, you're bi? Shit, I'm gay. Or lesbian, whatever. And that's how I figured out my mom was bi. And she figured out I was gay. That is such an interesting way to find out that, like, one of your parents is bisexual. Very, very. How can you just, like, open the door when there's another person? You know that there's, like, another person in the bed. It's just like, it's so funny because how do you forget that there's, like, a whole person in the background? I mean, I guess, like, you could try to hide it or whatever, but, like, that's just everything behind me that's happening just doesn't exist. That's like what your mom thinks. So that's a really, really funny way of finding that out, though. So congratulations on both of you coming out. Pretty cool, though. My parents and family in general are super homophobic, transphobic, and religious, so I always have had troubles with them because of how I decide to express myself. Anyways, 2 days ago, I was all cheerful because of Pride Month, posting LGBTQ stuff on social media, talking with my sister about it while we're in the car, and my mom entered the conversation and said that I shouldn't express my ideas in front of my little cousin, who was in the back seat, because, quote unquote, she was afraid that I would screw her up by influencing her thoughts, end quote. I'd been silenced before, not only because of what I think, but because I'm a woman too. So I decided I wouldn't shut up anymore. And I told her that all the adults in our family have been bombarding us with their homophobic and misogynistic stuff our entire life, not letting us create our own perspective and opinions, and keeping us in a retrograde bubble. At the end, I added that I would not fail myself in order to please her or my family anymore, so I wouldn't stay quiet. I can't describe how relieved I felt. She just acted as if I hadn't said anything and kept driving. I'm still afraid of coming out to them as bi, and I doubt I'll ever tell them, but it is how it is. I really like this story because the thing about it is, like, I don't know why it's so ingrained in these people's heads that teaching younger generations about the LGBT community is a bad thing or influencing. Because I have the same argument every time. Like, I saw girly stuff and straight people stuff all my life growing up, but from a really young age, I liked girls, so like I didn't feel like a straight person, and then it got more confusing when the whole gender thing came in. But like, seeing straight stuff all my life didn't make me be straight. So it's like it's like the same argument back. Being taught gay stuff isn't gonna make you gay. You're attracted to who you're attracted to. So regardless of how much gay shit you see or how much straight shit you see, like, everything that I knew was straight people, a man and a woman growing up. That's what I saw all the time. And I saw, like, I probably knew about gay people a little bit, but it was probably just too rare. And I didn't think that you could date girls and stuff like that. But I had crushes on girls for as long as I remember. So, and I loved boy toys regardless. And I guess I've just been breaking stereotypes all my life, right? No, but it's really good. Everybody should stick up for themselves like you did, because you have a voice and you should be able to talk about that type of stuff. It's not influencing anybody, it's educating people. And like, if I knew this stuff as a kid, then I would have came out so much earlier. And it's just, I could have like dated girls in school, and I could have transitioned earlier. And even though people are against younger people transitioning, but I mean, I guess like 16 is pretty young, so I wish I could have transitioned at like 10, but it's fine. But yeah, it's great to stick up for yourself, and everybody should do it, because you're not influencing anybody by being gay. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I really appreciate you guys sending in your stories. So if anybody wants to send in a story, you can send it to outspokensam@gmail.com, and I might read one of your stories at the end of my podcast. So I'm going to go now. Let me know what you think about the question that I asked you, if you got this far. And now I'm so tired. So I'm going to go. Okay. All right. I hope you all have a great day, night, morning, whatever, and I will see you next week with a new episode. Bye-bye.